So we need to have a drill which ensures that mythical ball first and then earth contact. And we want to do this without causing a big over the top and steep movement. That's important to know because it is possible to get that ball first and turf strike and get the hands ahead at impact by moving the club very much over the top steep and hitting down too much. So yes, we want the ball first and the turf impact, but we do not want to get it like this. To elucidate these points and provide the vital feedback that we need, I am using Hack Motion. We've made videos before using this sensor, and it gives data to allow you to master club face control, but also understand what is happening to wrist angles throughout the swing. For more information on our good friends at Hack Motion, make sure you check out the description below. So I've set up a drill here, which is a game changer to really help you understand impact. I've got an alignment stick here sat directly above the target line with the ball at the very end. And just ahead of the ball, you'll notice I have a broken tee. And it's that broken tee which is absolutely essential to making sure this drill is going to be effective for you. So in lessons, one of the biggest issues that golfers have is striking the ball first and then the turf. However, one of the biggest issues is simply the way that most golfers go about trying to achieve this goal. Most golfers will try and hit down by moving the upper body in this direction and swinging steeply down onto the ball. Now this might get you a ball first impact, but it really does look like you're trying to dig a hole into the molten core of the earth. Now that's not going to produce a good golf shot, but instinctively, most golfers actually understand this. So as you start to move in this direction, the brain is going to try and back you up. It's going to try and get the club head passing the hands in this flicking motion. And that is why so many golfers get frustrated, because they're trying to hit down, they're trying to compress the ball, they're moving in, but at the last second the brain says, no, no, no. And it's that motion of backing up through the shot which is causing those fats and those thins. So the chances are, if you are somebody who's desperately trying to strike down on the golf ball, this could be happening. And it's this drill which is going to allow you to get that feeling of hitting down on the golf ball whilst not swinging over the top. Now this is a three-stage process. Firstly, we have this alignment stick which is moving over the top of the target line and very much just over the top of the golf ball. So if I was to move out and over and steep, I will be colliding with the alignment stick before I hit the ball. And if you go whack, whack, whack on that alignment stick, it's not going to make you feel very good about yourself. You have to get the club moving more shallow and a little bit more inside to avoid whacking that stick, whack, whack, whack. And then this is the key. We have the broken tee just in front of the ball. And what I want to do here is I want to move underneath the alignment stick, almost pretend that the ball isn't there, and hit the tee away. If you're at a grass range, you can obviously put like a normal tee in the ground, but if you're using a mat, then yes, something just broken that you're not going to miss in front of the ball. The stick allows that inside path, and then if we focus on the tee peg rather than the ball, that is going to get you into a position with those hands moving ahead, the ball being struck first, and then afterwards, if the tee peg is clipped away, we will know that your angle of attack is still moving slightly down. Now a drill like this is going to give you feedback. It can spit back feedback like an angry camel, so we need some technical thoughts and feelings to go alongside it. As mentioned, to try and get that downward descending blow, most golfers, if they're struggling, will move in this direction. The upper body will move out and over. What we want to try and do is get the lower body leading the way, this lead knee, this lead hip bumping towards the target. It's this motion, it's this movement that allows room, allows space for the hands and the arms to drop down. If the upper body takes control, well, that's what's going to throw the club over. So firstly, without the ball and without the tee peg, we can introduce this later, have a few practice swings just trying to get used to this motion. So the club sits directly under the alignment stick, just going to have a little swing back, bump with those hips shallow, and just try and brush that surface. So it's turn back, hip bump, and then shallow. Just move it underneath like so. Back, bump, shallow. Now the second bit of technical work that we can do is going to be very much exemplified and really shown in its full extent by using the hack motion. So when golfers make that over the top motion and they come in steep, often more than not, the lead wrist is what's known as in an extended position, which means the knuckles are working more towards the forearm. So it's extended, it's in a cupped position, you may have heard. On the hack motion, it's measured in a plus number. So you can see I'm adding a number as I extend this wrist. The reason for this is if you extend that wrist angle, it allows the club face to open. Now, if you imagine that the club is moving in this direction, an open club face here is very beneficial because it's going to allow you to get that ball back to target. Remember, if you swing very much in this direction and the club face is pointing in this direction and we have a more neutral wrist angle, the ball's just going to shoot low left, and you're not going to allow yourself to do that if you're focused on target. So moving down, extending the wrist allows an open face and a movement back towards target. Obviously not ideal. Now, a great feeling to have if this is an issue that you're facing is as you move down towards impact, is to feel like you're revving with your left wrist on a motorbike, a scooter, or any real self-propelled vehicle with two wheels. So the wrist, rather than moving in this direction, extending, it's flexing. So you're revving the motorcycle here. Another feeling here is that you're getting your knuckles pointing more towards the ground. The advantage of this is as you make that motion, you'll notice that the club also sits behind the hands a little bit more, allowing an easier shallow position into impact. Now, this is a feeling that when you start could actually be quite extreme, but rest assured, at the point of impact in reality, it's not going to be here. Similar to that crazy over the top movement, your body's not going to allow you to hit shots from that position. Now again, I would take the T-peg away to begin with, but then just hit some little chip shots using the drill of the alignment stick over the top of the ball, taking it back, having a little bit of a rev. If you can include that hip bump towards the target, then that would be lovely as well. So back and rev. Now, if I've over exaggerated it, we should have a little bit more of that draw position. And I was really exaggerating that position, so you can see at impact that I'm minus 11. Now that is too flexed, but that is fine during this stage of the drill. Let's see if I can just extend the distance of the shot a little bit more. Yeah, pumping up there. Oh. Let's just finish it there. And now we can move the T-peg in and let's try and sync up some of those feelings. This is great because what the alignment stick does, it gives instant feedback. If you come over the top and you clip it, you'll know straight away. This is why I recommend doing some half swings first over some short distances. But now what I'm really going to be focusing on is getting that feeling of the knuckles at the ground, having that rev, transferring that weight, and I'm going to be trying to clip the T-peg away. So my target here is not so much to hit the ball, it's to hit the T-peg. I'm just going to let the ball get in the way. I've absolutely ripped that. So I'm getting some good positions here. I'm not going to try and rev as much with my left wrist. Just going to use that bump, sweep the T-peg. Just a bit thin. If I manage to move in this shallow position here and aim for the T-peg, this should be about the impact that I clip the T-peg away from. If you imagine where that's impacting the golf ball, you'll notice here, hands ahead, weight transferred onto that lead side. Everything that we want to have if we want that ball first and turf impact. As mentioned, start with a high lofted club. I've got an 8-iron here, but you can do this with a pitching wedge. Really start to build this slowly. But after 17, 20 shots with some practice swings in between, you should have the basic feelings. Oh, it's melted. Oh my God, do it. Just imagine. Right guys, a huge thank you for watching. Make sure you check out our partners HackMotion in the description below. This is a great device for testing out and understanding impact, but you can use this drill in isolation as well. If you want to continue your swing quest, please check out these videos here.